Welcome back into the workshop for another Dave's Diary update, and this is following hard on the heels of the previous video. I cut down a strip of this plywood, actually, not custom wood. This is all custom wood. This just happens to be a bit of ply. And guess what? I used the idea that I used in the mentioned in the other video of having a rip facility. It's actually that rail over there. I put it on the top, and I was able to use the pins to align the piece up as best I could, specific to the width, and then use a miscellaneous set of packers, which this is why I have them in here. Well, not for this particular job, but it will be now. And I use those packers to use them in combination to make exactly the right size cut. Hey, and it was dead simple and safe, keeping my material well supported, zero tolerance for the base and the fence, and fully supported against the rail that was out here, so it's nice and stable and fingers well away from the blade. And it went well, so that's jolly good. I tested the, in fact I can go get it because I haven't fixed it yet. I tested the cut against the piece of, I can't remember what side it is. Yeah, it was that side I've just shown. Against the actual other piece of the material, and it's pretty darn good. Is it 100% perfect? No, it's not. But is it pretty darn good? Yes, it is. So, yeah, just very good for that. Anyway, that was exactly not what I wanted to talk about. I just thought I'd mention it. Here's the point that I've been making with a lot of the stuff that I've been building is I don't know what I'm doing. And when I find out what I'm doing, I probably still don't know enough. And in this case, it was about the dust collection on the plenum box. And this is all just trial. That's why it's all taped together. This is just a trial run at making something that can help to stop the custom wood or plywood chip or whatever, flying off everywhere. And it kind of does, but what it also does is that a little bit of chip builds up over time, lands in this general area here. And I thought, that's okay. I can just brush it across and, away she goes. And I was just thinking to myself, hang on, if I make these holes a little bit smaller, but make more of the holes around the plate, wouldn't that be a wise thing to do? Because after all, the chip that is falling there has got nowhere to go. So it just sits there, looking at me going, you didn't get me. Well, if I've got holes drilled in that area up top here, wouldn't that actually mean that the chip would get extracted? Reducing the size of the holes, not a bad thing, because I've got a total area equivalent to perhaps the actual surface area of the holes, equivalent to this plus this. I'll reword that. I've got a particular area available, for dust extraction at that size. It's 100 mil. This is 100 mil with a little bit of a how would you say? The total area of these two holes and these four holes is smaller than the area of this 100 mil. So these holes, these 6 holes, plus that are equal to the 100 mil. Now, just because I've got a 100 mil pipe here doesn't mean to say it's all the volume, all the air pressure is coming here and that's getting less. It's that the total amount of available holes these 6 plus that other one at the back are about the equivalent of the 100 mil. That's what I'm kind of saying. Yes, painful, isn't it? So if I reduce the size of these holes, and say instead of, these just happen to be 20 mil, because guess what, I had a 20 mil drill bit out. If I reduce these down to say 12 mil and make some small holes here, I might get better dust extraction or collection. Or not. But it seems to make sense. A few extra smaller holes, in fact, probably wouldn't hurt all that much. The air volume, especially now that if I can fine-tune the dust collection while I've still got the lower powered dust extractor, when I get the new one, it'll work all that much better, more efficiently. So, but that's a good idea, isn't it? Give me a nod. Must be a good idea. In fact, I even thought about making these ones slightly smaller. Again, it's that little issue of the occasion that there's a wafer thin bit of offcut, and you don't want it whipping in there, because I haven't yet put the wee bits of wire in there, or nails, whatever, down to create a grill. So if I remake these, the fences, is that something that I can do at the same time? Bit of a thought. And that's what it will remain for a while, because it is actually working quite well. There's not much chip or that flying around, as evidenced by the lack of it over there. That's where that area used to get, just smothered. It doesn't now. And that all came about accidentally by swapping my thinking from it must be hooked up, the mitre saw, it must be hooked up to a powerful vacuum cleaner or shop vac, which I had, a twin motor system hooked up to lots of pipe work and twin cyclonic separators and all the rest of it. The vacuum cleaner itself, the shop vac, is powerful, but there's a lot of efficiency loss with all the twin cyclones and pipe work and etc. So just by accident, I put the 4-inch up by the saw one day, and it seemed to be doing a good job. And I thought, maybe, just maybe, I need the airflow rather than the velocity of the air. So I started doing this, and lo and behold, the answer is yes. That is better than a shop vac. Who would have thunk? Whether I'm late to the party or last to the party for this sort of thing, I don't care, so long as I get to go to the party. And in this case, the dust extraction has been a bit of a late entry, or I've come to it late in this regards, and I'm quite happy that this is now progressing along and improving as I learn more. So yeah, okay, that's it. I said I was going in before to light the fire. I am going to do that now, because it is cooling down a bit. Rightio, see you in the next one now. Bye.